Yeah. I kind of like these games just because they set a premise, but they're like, yeah, you know, we don't really give it. We know you don't really care. We know you're just in for the action. It kind of respects your time. Well, like there's some games where it's like it's got great action, but man, the story is trying to be so much more than what it really is. God of War Ragnarok. Not too serious, but they're the plot. Yeah, I mean, I'm okay with a plot. Like let's add a justification for it, but there are just some people who it's like story first, even though it's like a little bit up its own ass, or you know, it insists upon itself. Wink. Come on, jump, man. What the hell? Jump. I feel like the story is a secondary to a game. MLG Boomer says. But basically my argument, my view with games being like story should be secondary to a game is that there's kind of a disjoint between story and game, right? If the game is all about the story, then the story has to be really absolutely top notch. And honestly, most writers in gaming are, frankly, their stories, at least the way it's written, is a little bland or dull or even repeated. LY to jumping forward, okay. The flip side of it is like if you have a game with no story, then your gameplay has to be absolutely addictive to the point where like story is just an absolute distraction from what people are coming to see or what people want to play. Now the issue is that a lot of games is that they literally try to have it both. Like they have absolutely amazing games where it's like there's so much to do and so much value, and then they also have a great story. But the issue is that like the story gets disjointed by the fact that, you know, you're doing so many side quests, you're doing like so many other stuff that's starting like other dialogue and stories, and it literally like breaks the pacing of what could be like a really deep story. Like I'll give you an example of a really good story I enjoyed personally. There are very few of them, but I did enjoy them. Like Red Dead Redemption 2, I enjoyed. Oh, I can just heal like that. Red Dead Redemption 2, I think had a good story. It was a little long for me. It's kind of more like a novel, to be honest, the way it's paced and plays out. But am I gonna die here? What the hell? The guy's suicide. But the real issue is that there's just so much to do in Red Dead Redemption 2 that to get to that actual end is actually quite a path, especially if you're doing other things, right? Dude, I gotta get rid of this guy. I think I have to use fire or something. So that's my issue with stories, is that like they don't have to be secondary. It's just that it's hard to balance both pacing of story with also the freedom and interaction and action and excitement of a game. Unless you go full-blown story. Like Life is Strange, apparently. I played it a good portion. Life is Strange is a very nice game that is technically more of a story. Whereas, let's say, playing a game like Red Dead Redemption 2, like God of War is another example. I think Alan Wake does a good kind of little bit of half and half. It's just that it's really hard to find that middle line that really achieves both sides of both value for the game and giving a lot of freedom and excitement and experience of the world, but also keeping players on this linear line of storytelling at a pace that makes a lot of sense and is engaging to play with, or engaging to being part of. So yeah, dude, I'm not gonna live because I just have this guy is just absolutely wrecking me. I'm gonna die, I think, for the first time here. Not already. Like I can't target this guy. He like won't turn around. Like I'm trying to like hit this guy, but the targeting feels a little. It feels a little off. Like I'm trying to like literally hit the range guy, but it literally won't let me. Like he keeps saying, "Hey, why don't you target this dead guy that's like absolutely 100% dead?" It feels the target's a little off, doesn't it? Story is very important for a game, but it should not devour the game that you cannot even play. Gameplay should come first, but doesn't mean story isn't required. A story gives meaning to the things you do in a game. My view is like RPG games, right? Like when you play Final Fantasy X, that's both a great game, but also, honestly, you're playing to get more cutscenes and more story out of it. That's honestly like your motivation to learn about this world, to engage the world more, and etc. etc. Some games, I feel like wanting to know more of the story is just not there, because it's always about like these internal characters that are just always just like internally struggling about the same shit that has nothing to do with the world they're dealing with. The world is just a reflection or a way to move the plot. So these characters have things to do, so they're not just breathing down your neck with like these psychological discussions.